Yes. I set this thing up a week ago. Of course I'm sure.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Okay, so what I've done is I put up the default message that says we're starting soon. And okay, let's go to the monitor left. Monitor left. There we go. Oh, that worked. That was fast. Okay, so it should be streaming, like we're taking a break, back in a few minutes. So this is not the actual beginning of the show, but we are streaming live. So if anybody was to be in the channel watching, they could. There's a couple of people already watching. We'll get started here in just a couple of minutes. So Pereset, we're locked in. It's just us. It's just going to be Cats, yourself, and myself, and you are talking about the Ghost and the Tracker, right?
Yes, I can take over all 5 variants as necessary.
No, the Hornet, I was kind of wanting to break them up.
Okay.
Just because of their importance, I guess. But no, you got the Hornet and the Tracker. You can, like, next week you can pick the other ones, and that way, that'll be good. Because each week, until we get them all knocked out, we're gonna each take a ship, and kind of, or a category of ships.
Sure.
Cats is taking the Constellation, and I've got the Retaliator. Okay?
Got it.
Are you ready? All right. So let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. There we go. Oh, I see, said the blind man. Just a second, my computer's like all over the place. I blame it on the Vandal. This is kind of a test to see if it's gonna play on the proper monitor. It is. Okay, nice. Okay, guys, thanks for coming out and checking out this show. This show is From the Verse, and this is episode number 3, and we are going to be talking about various starships over the following weeks until we run out of ships, and then we'll move on to other topics. But we've decided to start with the ships, get them knocked out before we get too far into the dogfighting module. And we have Pereset on tonight, and he's going to be talking about the Tracker and the Ghost Hornet. And then we also have Cat's Lion, who's going to be talking about the iconic Constellation. And then I'm going to be coming back at the end with my rebuttal of the Constellation with my Retaliator and tell him exactly how great the Retaliator is. But that's my own personal opinion, and that's all this show is really, is just a bunch of personal opinions. And you know what? Everybody has one. So, before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can also watch this on Twitch. If you're on YouTube watching this, if you're watching it at a later date, that's great. Tell your friends about it. Post it on your unit websites or whatever. Get the word out that we're doing this. Maybe some people can pick up some information, and maybe it'll benefit everybody in the verse. Okay. Now, Pereset, what have you been doing lately, this last week or so, in preparation for the upcoming Star Citizen? Basically, just get us up to date on what you're doing.
I've actually been working with the Hornet myself. I've got the I've got a 320 as well, and I've got the Aurora. But the Hornet is actually what I'm going to focus on, since that's primarily what I'm going to be using. And I will actually be using the tracker version of the F7C. Yeah, in fact, it's the F7C variant of the Hornet. So that's been using the machine guns, making use of machine guns, although I don't remember the trainer actually having the missiles that are supposed to be, that can also be outfitted onto the versions.
Right now it just has the one type of missile.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's really what you've been doing, is to get yourself ready, is just basically playing the dogfight module.
Yes.
Okay. Sweet. What about you, Cats? What are you doing? What have you been doing lately to get ready for Star Citizen?
I guess same thing. I've been playing the dogfighting module here and there when I get a chance. Mainly though, I've been trying to building our team playing skill up. I've been playing with my World of Tanks, or excuse me, War Thunder, excuse me.
Yeah.
Playing the tanks, the tank side of the game. Kind of been working together and communicating and trying to find each other's weak points and strong points and things like that, and just trying to overall build up my team building thing, because that's what this game is. That's what's really important to me right now.
Right. Okay. Well, so you're playing with other people, trying, and it's basically just trying to build up your coordination skills and your communication skills and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can tell you what I'm doing is I've started a new project for our unit, but also for the rest of the world. All of you out there from the verse, you guys can view this when I start filming, which I'm actually making a Marine pilot flight manual, and I'm going to film a number of videos for that flight manual. Basically, I'm going to take each chapter and make a video for each chapter, and I'm going to try to do each video in character. So as a Marine flight instructor teaching the manual to the rookie pilots or whatever, and I'm going to do my best to make it like a first-person experience. So we'll see. It's going to test my video making skills, and I think I'm going to have fun with it. So look for that, and by doing that, it's going to help me understand the flight mechanics and everything about the ships and things like that, and it'll make me a better pilot by teaching others. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Which I think is really cool.
All right, so looks like we got some comments in the in the YouTube. I've posted the comments here. You might not be able to see those because of the way I took the white out of the background, so you couldn't. You know what? I'm just going to put the white back so you can read people's comments. I'm going to get rid of that. That's kind of... Let's go back to properties, get rid of that. Boom, there you go. And we'll go ahead and move that. There we go. And we'll just leave the comments there. And that, with the white box, you can actually see it a lot better. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about some of the current events that's going on in the verse right now that we've all kind of enjoyed. What do you think about the new show around the verse? Pereset, we'll start with you.
I think it's really cool. I like it. It's much more laid back. I like the I like the fan interviews as well, the fan interview portion. If you were watching the last one, they actually had, I think he's a fire control director or something, or fire chief or something like that. He works for the fire department, I guess.
That's right.
And ex-military, he was a pilot, he was a spotter, so which showed, I mean, he was talking about when he was really, what brought him to Star Citizen, and also the new director as well, which I thought was really cool. I enjoyed the interview. It actually took me to the interview with the new director who's going to be actually. What was his title again? I can't remember.
Hey, Pereset, you're having to compete with some background noise. Yeah, so everything you say, all I hear is TV.
Oh, great. Okay.
Just letting you know that you guys are enjoying the TV in the background, and
I'm actually, it's my wife's watching it, so
yeah.
I'm going to go with the cup hand here.
But it's louder than you are, so just keep that when you're talking, just maybe crank up your volume on your mic or something.
Okay.
Like max it out. Well, no, I guess if you did that, it would still pick up the TV. So you're gonna have to crank up the volume on your mouth.
All right, that better?
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Or I don't know if you can do the background noise thing on your mic. You probably can on TeamSpeak. I think you can do that, right? You can.
Yeah, you can drown it out.
I actually have it. It says to take out the background noise, but
No, not just the check. You got to move the slider bar. Yeah, the check helps, but you gotta move that slider bar. Once you do the test and it shows where the background noise level is, you gotta move your bar just to the right of that.
Well, I'll just step in real fast and
please do. Go ahead.
Current events. I have to say
around the verse. Around the verse.
Oh, around the verse. I actually, I'll admit, first episode I was a little hesitant because I got into Wingman's Hangar about halfway into it, and I really enjoyed it. I love, Wingman was awesome, and so watching the first episode I was a little hesitant, wasn't too sure about it, but after the second episode I'm actually really starting to like it. Ben Lesnick does a great job. I actually really like him more and more the more I watch him, and Sandy as well. They're actually a really good team, I'd have to say, and just a lot of the interviews, like Pereset was saying. About how they're doing, they're broadening their view. It's not just about the game and then just doing their other co-workers or anything like that. So it's really cool that they're broadening it out. Now it's the whole verse. It's not just company. It's everyone who's playing it too. So I really like it.
Okay, so you're saying you like the format of the show and
yeah.
Okay, and the content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I was kind of the same way with the first show. I felt like it just wasn't as enjoyable as the Wingmen's have always been. The Wingman, even though he's very professional and knows his stuff and does a good job, he also knows how to entertain. And even though if it's subtle, I could accept subtle humor. And that's the way I felt Wingman was. And then when I saw the first Around the Verse, I was kind of. And the community out in the world is going to hate me for saying this, but that first episode kind of sucked, to be honest.
I agree with you. Completely agree with you.
Okay. And then the second one, here it goes. Here comes the knife in the heart. Just as bad. In my opinion. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love everybody that's doing the show, and I think they're all doing a good job and everything. It's not sucking me in like Wingman was doing. It's giving me some good information, and they're doing a good job. I like Ben. Well, actually, I did like the interview with Mr. Dogfight, but it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't.
It hasn't clicked with you yet.
No, it's just not the same. And maybe I'm stuck in my old Wingman ways or something, and anything new I can't accept. But no, it just didn't feel like And the second one was a little bit better. Don't get me wrong; they had new graphics, and then they, but what is they? I don't know. I'm gonna watch it because they put out a lot of good information, and they do, learn a lot. You know, you can learn a lot by watching the show and stuff like that.
It's just not as entertaining.
It's just not entertaining, right? It's like I'm going to class again, but I'm still gonna watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you haven't lost me yet. You know, that's, I'm not gonna just watch the highlights. I'm gonna watch the whole show. Okay. But that's because I guess I'm a fanatic. I don't know. Okay. Now there's been a couple of other things going around the verse in the Star Citizen universe. The release of, I know we're talking about ships tonight, but they just released the Xi'an Scout. So what do you think about that, Katz? We'll start with you because Pereset might still be working.
Oh, that thing looks so awesome. If I had $150 to just drop, I would do it in a heartbeat. I'm really excited to see the rest of the Xi'an ships. They have such a cool design, and I think with this, one thing when I was looking at it earlier today, I was like, wow, this ship looks so alien and unique. I've never seen something like this before. Like, even just the way that you actually get into the ship and how
I didn't see that.
You climb into the the seat itself will actually slide out from in front of the cockpit. You hop in and then it'll slide you back, and then like a glass canopy will actually slide down in front of you and like seal you into this small little round donut shaped thing. And that's how you actually get into it. And I was like, that is so cool. That is such a cool idea. And the way that they described it flying in space was it was supposed to be like a shooting star, constantly just zipping around everywhere, or like a comet. So I'm terrified to fight it, but excited to see it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up, I know my monitor just went crazy, but there you go. I'm bringing up some pictures of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we can all kind of take a look at it. Something that it reminded me of was an X-Wing fighter.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because it has the X-Wing arms and stuff like that. But that's okay. I mean, but then they come out as, here it is. They come out as not like wings, but kind of like alien,
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. That's the Xi'an. They say Xi'an, and I would have pronounced it Xi'an, like xenophobe or something like that. But they say
I thought it was Xi'an. I think I've heard Wingman say it like Xi'an, but
I can't really go by Wingman because he can't pronounce anything.
Yeah.
But he might be butchering it on purpose, But the way where the cockpit is down, and then the way it lands, because they got a picture of it landing, like right there, where you kind of see how there's like a different configuration, because like when you start to get into a fight or in flight mode, the wings deploy, and that kind of reminds me of the X-Wing. That's really, but there's who says you can't. The X-Wing's classic. It's iconic. It's an awesome design, and I just had that feeling when I saw the Xi'an Scout that it had kind of like an X-Wing-esque kind of feel to it, but it also it's completely alien materials. The way the cockpit is laid out and the look of the engines and everything, it's all alien. So Pereset, what do you think about that?
I agree. In fact, I noticed looked like it was a two-seater. Is that right?
I don't know. Is it really?
Yeah, I think you have a pilot, and then I don't know what the second person does.
Probably working with the electronics package.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Because you're a scout, so. Yeah. Maybe. Well, there's like The seat doesn't look comfortable. And you got like these little balls that you roll, like track balls, instead of a joystick. That's kind of cool.
I actually like that, because what is to say that an alien race would come up with a joystick just like humans did? You know, maybe with their hands, you know, different shaped or something like that. Maybe the ball tracker actually works better.
Right.
Right. I thought the Xi'an were actually more insect-like.
Yeah. They're the turtles.
Turtles? Okay.
Right? Aren't they? They're the turtle one, the turtle race. Snapping turtles. But I could see where it might be beneficial for like left and right, up and down movement to use a trackball. You know, where because their Scout is supposed to have like thrusters all over it, where it can move in every direction or something like that. So I could see where those balls would be a major advantage over a joystick.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of coasting through some of these different pictures just to kind of see. There is one picture where it kind of shows, and I'll leave it up for you guys to see it, but it shows 2 seats. You know, right there, like a front and back or a left and right. I think they kind of adjust so that they can get in and out or something, or maybe eject or something. I don't know. These are all concept. This is all concept anyway. It takes a second. I'll let you know when it comes up on the stream. It's about a picture behind. One more picture. It's the 8th picture. Yeah, we're on this. Yeah, right there you go. The 8th picture, and I think I go past it and come back to it. Yeah, I did see. But yeah, everybody watching the stream. The stream is about a minute late, a minute behind. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the number 10.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Where the turrets kind of roll. It looks like the seats roll or something, depending on which direction it's traveling.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if what they're showing is 1 seat or 2 seats.
Like, it probably is 2 seats. What does it say on the stat page?
Is it even up there yet? Let's see.
Oh yeah, it's been there. It's called a Clandathu or something like that. Cartu.
There it is. Yeah, if that's that Cartu, the light fighter.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, it says 2 persons. I hit it on the head. I was right.
Yeah, that's a Xi'an Corporation manufacture and export model of the whatever it is for sale to human civilizations. Yeah, so it probably does have 2 seats in it. That's cool. No, but that ship is pretty pricey, man. It's $150. What do you think about that?
Oh no, it's a little light fighter. I mean, I don't think it's going to be any better than maybe the Aurora or the Mustang. So I say bucks. I think maybe 100 pushing it, but it's like that's 150 is ridiculous for a little light fighter.
Yeah, but you know that's a black market ship.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, and yeah, it's that. It's alien. It's high demand, you know, supply and demand. So I can kind of see 150, but I'll wait for it.
I mean, the only thing I guess for me is like you can buy a Hornet for 180, and if you put a Hornet and that ship up to it, from what it sounds like, that ship will be faster and more maneuverable, yes, but the Hornet will have better shields, better firepower, better survivability. So when it comes down to it, I think if you have a very good pilot, that little ship is going to fly circles around anything. But if you're just the average person, you're going to die every chance every chance you have, basically.
Well, let's since we're still talking about ships, and this is a good topic, money does not equate fighting ability, because some of these ships aren't built to fight. They're built to haul cargo, or they're built to be a scout, or as Pereset's getting ready to talk about, those trackers and those ghosts. They're not really fighters. They're put on a fighter chassis, but they're not really to be dogfighting. I mean, they can probably hold their own, and their price is more than a regular Hornet, so you can't base the price on the combat ability, in my opinion, because it's going to have other advantages.
Yeah, you're probably right. And I didn't think about that. And I mean, price isn't too much of a big deal for me. I guess it's just with the little information that they give us. 150 seems like I paid, what's the Constellation's $250? I paid that. I had no problem. But it's a big ship. It's going to be hauling a lot of cargo. I mean, it's got a lot of weapons and firepower and huge engines, and so I think like $250 is worth it. But for this, there just doesn't seem to be enough out there for me personally to be like, do I really want to spend $150 on a little light fighter? It's like, Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But then again, I maybe, but no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can get it in game first, and I probably can't. It's probably one of those things that, you can only get it now or never, and then
yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, and then in game it costs like 15 billion UEC or something. It just takes forever to, you've got to play for a year to get it. No, so that would be okay, because that means you can, and that's important.
Which would be awesome.
That's right. You can have a goal.
Yeah. Well, we've got a lot of people that are supporting First Citizen, so I'm sure we're going to have some people that are going to go ahead and get it, to continue their support of the game. So, and that's cool. That's cool.
No, that's awesome. Okay, let's go into the main topic. We're halfway through the show, and that's great. That's where I like to start the main topic and just finish the show out with the main topic. That's kind of the format of the show. If you're new to the show, we kind of talk about some stuff going around the universe and what we're doing and what CIG is doing, and then we go into the actual topic about halfway through. Now, what our main topic is ships, as you already know, and what we're going to do is we're going to have various hosts come on from week to week, and we're going to talk about ships. We're each going to take a specific model or ship or type or something, and we're going to basically dig a little deeper, and that way each of the hosts can do a little research of their own, and then they can bring something to the table, and we can all kind of share, so we all can learn, and then you as a viewer can also learn that too. So now Pereset has the tracker and the ghost, and the Cats has the Constellation, which everybody wants to hear about, and then I have the Retaliator, and I'm going to hold myself off to the last. And the main things we're going to talk about is just basically the stats, and I'm going to bring up the stat page, and we're going to kind of just look at the stats together, and Pereset or whoever that we're talking first will also say what's good about that ship, in that, like, what does it do best? Like, why do they even have this ship in the game? Does it do something better than any other ship? And price. If it's like a super cheap ship, that could be what it does good. Another thing could be like a monster in combat. That's what it does good, or carries the most cargo or something. And then the last thing we're gonna talk about on each ship is what we would do with the ship if we had it, like how we would put it to use. And luckily, Cats has a Constellation, I have a Retaliator, and Pereset has a tracker. You have a tracker, right?
I have the tracker, yes.
Right. So we're all going to be speaking about what we're probably actually going to be doing with the ships. So that's a good thing. Okay, so who wants to go first?
Cats, go ahead.
Want me to go first? Okay, yeah. Nice.
Okay, so let me pull up my Connie pictures.
Okay.
Because they're awesome. I've got about 2 of them.
Don't overload your hard drive there.
Oh, I know, right? Okay, so go ahead. Start. Oh wait, no. Let's start with stats first.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pull up the website and we'll do so you can do stats. I've only got like 100 windows open. Hang on. Will this one work? Yeah, that'll work. Boom. Oh, I could have clicked it from here. Just specs. Okay, we're going to go to the Constellation first. And we're going to talk about what... You can just go ahead. I'm just going to catch up with the stats.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, let's, starting off with the stats, you have the description, so I guess we'll just read that. So, the Constellation is a multi-purpose freighter. Is the most popular ship in the RSI current production array. Constellations are beloved by smugglers and merchants alike because they are modular, high-powered, and just downright iconic-looking. Now, with that, I'll say that is the truth. When you go through a lot of these ships, I mean, they're all really iconic-looking. They all have their own unique looks or their own unique designs, but when you really look at the Constellation, there is nothing else that is on in this game so far that has the look of power, a very sexy look, and the look of this thing will get you from point A, B, C, and D alive and well, with your cargo intact. So that's one thing I really love about this ship. But anyways, so going back to the measurements, you can tell it's 55.4 meters in length, so that counts to 181.7 feet long. Its beam is 87.2 feet long, and its height is 43.9 feet long. And its cargo capacity is massive. Now, there's the Starfarer and the Idris do both have larger cargoes, but this is the only dry cargo ship, and also the only one that's not a I guess it's a what is it? It's a frigate, or yeah, it's a frigate. Well, this is so far the largest actual cargo ship that we can currently own. It says it's 80,530 kilograms, which comes out to pounds in 176,000 pounds of cargo. This ship will haul anything and everything from, like I said, A, B, C, and D, and it will carry everything. Okay, and on top of carrying all that, it also has an extra ship too. So it's carrying all your cargo and an additional ship. This thing is a hauler, and this thing is awesome for that reason. Okay, now as we go down, we have structural. It's got 480 freight units, so I mean that's a lot compared to anything else. I mean the Starfarer has 900, so the Starfarer has double that, but it's liquid cargo, so it's not quite the same. Max crew, 4 persons, which I love. It's large enough that you have a crew that can manage all of its systems, but also small enough that you can, if you're actually playing with real people, you can actually get to know your people. You can easily and quickly issue orders to them, and if you get good enough, at one point you won't even need to do that. The ship's small enough that it'll pretty much run itself, and your crew should be able to run itself. It won't be like an Idris where you're going to have to give orders to this person or that person, or quickly get down to engineering. No, this ship is made for a small crew, small dedicated crew that will do the job right and efficiently. So going down, we have factory power plant with a Waytech FH R2+, Mac engines, 4 TR6, which is awesome. It's got 4 engines, so this thing will fly through space. And we got, let's see, 4 Hammerhead propulsion HE 5.5s, maneuvering thrusters. It's got 8 thrusters. Now, researching this thing a little bit, it is not it's this thing's pretty much going to be a flying cow. It may have a lot of firepower on it, but this thing is not meant to move. So it may have so that's one downside to it. Max shield is 6, which is fairly high. The next biggest is going to be the Starfarer with 7, and I believe after that it gets up into the frigates and higher. So this thing will take some hits. So going down the list again into hard points, we've got 4 M5A lasers, or 4 Class 2 lasers. We got 2 Class 3 lasers and 4 custom Class 3 lasers, which I'm not quite sure what that is. 2 Class 5s, so those are the turrets. So, and that's another plus. This thing actually comes with 2 dual turrets, one on top, one on bottom. So this thing will be able to take enemies from the rear, from up top, from below, from in front, what direction. This thing will have firepower to throw out at the enemy. And then, as we get down, now I know it has missiles, so that might be what the Class 3 is, I believe.
That's right, Class 3's missiles.
Okay, right. So, and this, I don't know what I know that they're deciding to kind of change on the missiles, because I know currently right now they have the 4 swing out arms on the side, and it looks like it's brimming with like at least 20 missiles. I think they're probably going to change that, but I'm not quite sure. But regardless, this thing has turrets, forward-facing lasers, missiles, huge shield. This thing will take damage and deal damage at no matter who's coming at you. Xi'an, Vanduul, pirates, they're all going to be running scared from this ship. Alright, so that's pretty much for the ship specs. What it's good at? This thing is good for hauling cargo and keeping you alive. And if I haven't said that enough, I will emphasize it more. This thing will keep you alive, okay, and keep your cargo alive. So in order to do that, like I said, it has all its hard points, its missiles, its guns, its turrets. Like it also comes with the P-52 Merlin. Now this is a small little scout fighter. Short range fighter more than anything. That's meant for if you're in a hard situation and you need that little bit more firepower, you can launch this fighter. The only other ships that can do that are the Idrises and up. So this thing will be able. This thing actually has its own private ship that you can use with your group of friends to actually come up with all kinds of different strategies of maybe being a decoy, or actually giving a surprise attack, or maybe using it to be a scout to see what's on the next jump point, what could be out there in front of you that you don't know what's there. So this ship could also be turned into a variety of different aspects, from hauling, which is its main thing, to it could be a scout, a very large scout, maybe a crew carrier, or what's the word I'm trying to think of?
Passenger.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so this ship will. It's like it even says in the role, it's a multi-function. So, if there's any ship out there that'll do any job, it's going to be the Constellation. And why do I like it? Pretty much for a lot of the reasons that I've been saying.
Well, not why. What are you going to do with it?
Oh, what am I going to do? Well, what am I going to do with it? Excuse me.
Yeah. And why do you like it? And why do you like it?
Okay. What I'm going to be doing with it, I'm the merchant guild leader, so I'm going to be hauling cargo with this thing. I'm going to be hauling lots of cargo. And if anybody needs any firepower, or needs a massive ship to come in and bolster up their groups or their fighter squadrons or whatever, I'll be happy to show up and destroy all the enemies for them. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be just buying and selling cargo and flying through space, enjoying my space trucking career.
All right.
So I
okay.
guess now with that, why I like it, like I said, it's large cargo, the looks, it's very unique. There isn't even in with RSI's other ships. Yeah, I believe that's the Aurora. Even the Aurora doesn't quite have that look, so it's a good looking ship. It comes with the Merlin, so that right there is a pretty big plus, giving you a variety of options. Like I said, it's firepower. It's got tons of weapons, and then the 4-person crew. It's not too big, but it's not too small. So, and that's that's the Constellation.
Okay, so Pereset, what do you think about what he just had to say about the Constellation?
I agree with it. I think it's a very versatile. Aircraft, or sorry, spacecraft. It is. I mean, as far as what I was looking at in terms of low level, and also what I've been working with as far as what I have, I like it. I think it's going to be great. It's excellent for hauling. It's got an excellent weapon system for point defense. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic addition to any unit, any working unit that's out there, merchant or otherwise.
Personally, I loved the Constellation originally, but when I switched over to the Retaliator, I had to get rid of it because of the price. You know, I traded it in basically because I wanted the Retaliator more. I'm not saying the Retaliator is better or worse than the Constellation, but I wanted the Retaliator. So, and there are differences. And the reason why I picked the Retaliator over the Constellations is because of these differences, and I'll get into that when I go over to the Retaliator. So yes, I initially I loved the Constellation personally. I thought it was going to be my ship, like the one I was going to be flying the most, until I got my eyes on the Retaliator, and then I was like, oh, okay, never mind. This is what I want actually instead. And so, but that's me personally. And then I'll explain that when we get there. Okay, so if you had to give it a score of 1 to 10, 1 being your personal, 10 being your personal favorite ship, and 1 being your worst ship, what would you score it, Kat?
I think I would probably score it.
Out of all the ships that you know.
Out of all the ships that I know.
Yeah.
I'd probably score it an 8.5.
Okay.
Because I think the next best thing I'd want would be the Starfarer.
Okay. So now I'm not necessarily talking about cap ships, but every ship that's listed on their site as a playable ship. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So so you're giving it like a 7 to 8 somewhere in there. Yeah,
I'm giving it an 8.5. Let's
8.5. Okay.
8.5. The only reason is because I think the Starfarer would fit my. Yeah, I mean it really is this. I mean it's labeled as a transport. So.
Okay, Pereset, what about you?
As far as a rating?
No, yeah, based on your personal favorite ships, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, I would rate it at a 7, because I'm more partial to what I'm going to be doing in my mission. My mission.
Right, exactly. Everybody, we've got our own opinions and stuff. Yeah. I scored a 1.
Ooh.
What? Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. No. I'm gonna have to say it was up there. It was up high. I'm gonna say probably a 7 or an 8. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna say a 7. Also because because
going there for a minute. We thought you were gonna go ahead and score the Aurora as a 9. You know?
Well, the Aurora was my first ship, but you know. That got traded in early. Once I realized that when you land, your guns hit the ground, and that just didn't sit well with me, the Aurora. Okay, but okay, backing up. Let's start talking about the tracker now, or the Ghost and the tracker. It's kind of a combination setup. Okay, Pereset. So, let's start off, I guess, with the stats, right?
Yeah.
And let me get the stats pulled up for these guys.
I mean, you're talking about 4 hard points, 4 weapon hard points to start. Because I mean, if you look at that H1, the very first hard point, you're talking about working with we're talking about dual neutron guns. We've got, and then on the wings we've got the Gatling guns, 2 Gatling guns. I believe there's a Werner.
Clausen Werner Bulldog.
Werner, yeah. The Bulldogs, and then of course under the wings, you also have 4 Devastator missiles as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the turret, that cannonball turret, which I thought was really cool. And that's actually considered number 4, and that's where that turret is where the command and control center would actually go on the tracker. And I believe the Ghost would probably be an ECM, an ECM package. So, at least for me, being former command and control, as far as the real U.S. Navy, that was my guess, and that is also what brought me to the Hornet. Was my own real life, what I did in real life at one time.
Right.
Which was control aircraft, control cap. But what I really like about that Hornet tracker is that, I mean, if you're talking about a portable command and control, so it's kind of it's more or less taking the place of an E3 or P3, or E2 or P3, sorry, as far as and so, I mean, you've got portable command and control with that. Whoever's in there is going to be busy. At least I would think they would be in this world, in the Star Citizen world. Anyone in a tracker would be busy, because you're talking about monitoring I don't know how many circuits and coordinating strikes, coordinating anything within their area of, within their purview, maybe even getting into allied command and control as well. So yeah, I mean, I could see where a person would be really busy with that. As far as the Hornet goes, now we're talking about a ship that is equipped with an ECM package. And the interesting thing about I was trying to find information on that ECM package, which was the distance, and I wasn't finding that. So, but my guess would be it would still be limited range, probably within 500, maximum 500 meters would be my guess. In terms of maintaining a low profile. The one thing that, and then of course the one thing I did notice was the option, it was an S2 in the nose, so it doesn't look like you would have your neutron guns there up front, although you would have your Bulldogs and the optional missiles, as far as, the Devastator missiles in a Ghost. So I don't know. I mean, you're going to be looking. You're giving up that strike capability for stealth, which, again, that makes sense. And in regard to the tracker, I mean, you'd still have access. You'd still have possible access to whatever you need as far as your gun and your Bulldog, or your Bulldogs. But all in all, I was really impressed. I've just been really impressed with the future capability of this. And of course, the Hornet, speaking about that, the Hornet is actually what CIG started with. That was the very first ship that they started with. And that was another reason that I was interested in it. Back to you, Mr. E.
Yeah. So what are you planning on doing with them? How do you plan? What do you think? What do you see yourself doing in the tracker? Like a typical day as a pilot of the tracker. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, as your XO, I'd probably be busy whenever we're out there. As far as, and hopefully, I'm going to be working in tandem with the Ghost, with the Ghost pilot, so that way I can maintain my ability to control our operations, as well as maintaining that watch on communications. And hopefully, what would be nice would be if CIG gives me the ability to actually monitor communications, outside communications as well, maybe frequency or whatever, some way, somehow, especially if they decide to include voice within, voice communications within the game. That would be cool. That would
be so cool.
We don't have to use a TeamSpeak or any other type of communications platform. But that way, and that would be only for specific ops. But that way, if we were able to monitor those ops or something, we could relay information, because that would be real world. Yeah, if I was in real world, that is something I would be doing, which is I would actually be monitoring communications, because I'm Intel. As a Hornet tracker, I'm Intel. So there should be some way that I could do that. If not, if all I can do, if CIG only allows radar, then I'd be utilizing a good, strong radar to map whatever's ahead of us, which means that we might have to be moving more slowly than we would normally move, so that way we could, if I pick up anything, we're ready for it.
Okay, sounds good. So what do you think, Katz, about the Ghost and the Tracker?
I love them. I think the ideas behind them are very grounded in real world, hence Pereset's actual training, and I think the idea of it is very unique. I've never seen it really ever played out in an actual game. If they do it, being able to, in a group, let's say, my squadron needs, some assistance through a Vandal territory or whatever, we could have Pereset along with us, scanning the route in front of us to see if there's any enemies, and sure enough, if there is, then we can launch the fighter group that's with us to go out and take care of it while we go a different direction. And I love that idea of being able to do that. So that's with the tracker, and having the stealth behind it as well is amazing. Just being able to have this stealth ship, and maybe we do have the stealth ship with us in that same scenario. Instead of sending out the entire squadron, we can send this one ship out to go and what's going down, see if it's a threat, or if it's maybe just a bunch of just passing merchants. It's no big deal, or have him just go out and do this one quick mission to knock out this one small base and come back. And when normally it would take 5 ships, we could just send the one. So right. I love it. I think they're really cool ideas for ships. I love them.
Now the thing I like about it is, as a squadron leader, you don't, and based on the size of space, you want as many eyes out there that you can get. The tracker, I feel, is my eyes. They're the ones that are going to be able to go out in various directions and be like Strawberry 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to be searching for the enemy carriers or whatever, while we wait until we get word back from our scouts. Now the Ghost, I feel, is something like, if we need to get somewhere, we need to send a message from point A to point B without being detected, or if we need to keep our eyes, literally eyes and not sensors on something, we can get that Ghost in close, and he can keep a low profile and kind of gather intelligence that way. I think, as you've all heard me say in the past, information is ammunition. So the most I was about to sneeze. The most important aspect on a battlefield is knowledge. And so what do they say? Knowing's half the battle.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mystery, what else would be really cool?
What's that?
Would be if they actually add the ability to jam. If I could do some pulse jamming or spot jamming or asynchronous or wave jamming.
I already know you can. Cool. I already know you can do that. The tracker is built to not only detect but also to counter detect. So you're going to be the tracker is the ECM. The ghost is the guy that's trying not to be detected personally. He doesn't help anybody else around him, but the tracker will help people around him, and I think that's super awesome. We need more trackers, but the problem with the tracker, and it's not a, you got to sacrifice something to get something else. So it's not going to be the best dogfighter out there, but that's not what it's supposed to be.
No.
Okay, but it can. It's going to have weapons, and it's going to have serious weapons on it, and it's going to have missiles, it's going to have chain guns or whatever, and it's still going to hold its own. All right, so Pereset, if you were to rate your, we're just going to give you your tracker because that's the one you own. If you're rating your tracker, what would you give it? A 1 to 10 being your favorite ship.
Since I still don't know everything, I mean, the entire package they're going to give me.
Right.
I'll give it a rating right now of a 7.
Okay.
If I see more, then of course my rating is going to go up.
Right, like if they reveal more capabilities to it.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Or if they add capabilities to it. Yes.
Well, that's fair. And what about you, Cats? What do you? I know this. It's not your thing, but I understand you respect the job and think it'd be really cool for it to do its thing. But how would you rate it as your favorite ship? 1 to 10.
Favorite ship 1 to 10. I think I'd probably give it a 5.
Okay, you're putting it in the
It's
middle.
not quite my forte.
It's not your thing.
So, but like you said, I respect it, and the job that it does is very vital to our squadron.
Okay. Yeah, you got to have some ships out there with a 1 or a 2, or the 7s and 8s don't mean anything. Okay, so where would I rate it? That's a good one because I'm kind of probably, I'd probably put it close to 9 as one of my favorite ships. Mainly not because I would fly it, because I probably would never fly it personally, but as a leader, I need it, and that's why I like it. See what I mean?
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
where my
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to get into the final ship, and that's going to be the Retaliator. And let's take a look here at... Whoops. Come on. Monitor. Okay. It's not acting right. We're going to go to ship specs. And I'm going to read it straight off the screen, and I'm going to give you my interpretation of this as we go. Now, this is a quick synopsis. The Retaliator is an old ship, okay? It's what they used in the last war to be the bomber. It's not the current bomber. And these things have been refit by civilians to be bombers or other ships. And so the Retaliator is, I don't know, kind of like, you know how the C3 was a like the main cargo transport in World War II, and then after World War II they took all the C3s and made them passenger liners for everybody to fly around the world using them, and Pan Am bought a bunch of them. That's kind of what this is. This is a ship that was the main bomber vessel in the Navy or the Marines or whatever, and they're old, so they got rid of them. So my question is, what's the new bomber look like? Okay, having said that. All right, now let's take a look. I'm gonna do some comparisons because I know you hate me doing that, but that's why I'm gonna do it. If you take a look at the length of it, it's 70 meters long. And look at the Constellation. 55 meters long. Okay, so the Retaliator is long. Okay? It's almost as long as a Starfarer. Okay, it doesn't come anywhere close to the Idris. Okay? But it's as long as a Caterpillar. Longer. It's the freaking longest ship out here. It's long. And the width, or the beam I should say, it's a naval term I guess, it's close. It's almost the same as the Constellation. And I'm using the Constellation because that's the one I traded in to get this. It's not as tall. Okay, it's shorter. But does that have it? Are they counting the landing gear into that or not? Because the Constellation rests on its engine when it lands. I mean, it has a skid underneath the engine, but that's where it's resting. Where the Retaliator's got these landing legs. So they're probably measuring it without the legs? I don't know. I'm kind of guessing on that. Okay, when it says null cargo mass, okay, what they're talking about there is how much it weighs empty, like when it doesn't have any cargo or anything attached to it. It's light. It's light when compared to the Caterpillar or when compared to the Constellation. It's a lighter, longer ship. Why is it light? Because there's a lot of room for missiles. Okay, that's the cargo capacity in tons. It's not in tons. It's in freight units. And if you look at the freight units, it has 720 freight units, where the Constellation only has 480. But that they have to sacrifice their missile ordnance to get that cargo space, where Constellation doesn't have to do that. Constellation has like a dedicated missile space, and then it has a large cargo space, where if the Retaliator wanted to carry cargo, it could, and it could carry a lot of it. It just would have to sacrifice all of its capital ship missile bays, basically, to do that. It has an 8-person crew. Okay, that got me excited. That's really the main thing that got me excited, because that tells me that it's going to be a complicated ship. And I wanted a complicated ship. I wanted a ship that needed to have a guy in the engine room, that needed to have turret gunners, needed to have a navigator or something, just guys running around the ship. This also lets me know that I'm going to be able to carry more than just 1 or 2 friends with me, and we'll be able to pack them in, As a military transport, I could carry guys. Backing up, it's got the 6. Where is it at? Oh, they got rid of the whole upgrade spots. I don't see upgrade. Do you see upgrade? I don't see that anywhere anymore. There used to be a line that said upgrade spots. There's not. Dang it. Okay. It used to have quite a few upgrade spots where you could add like a better, I could have like a captain's quarters in one of the missile bays. I could have missiles, or I could have just cargo hold, or I could turn it into marine ready room, or I could do, there was a lot of upgrade options, and looks like they got rid of that as a stat. The factory power plant, it's a 5. Okay, size 5 power plant, which is the same as Constellation. It's pretty good size. A 5 is better than a MISC. 5 is pretty darn good. And then you go down to the max primary thrusters. Okay, first of all, we don't know what the TR1, TR2, TR3, TR6 means, but I have another video out there saying that a 6 is 6 times as powerful as a 1, which is probably not the truth. Okay, and like 2 is twice as good as a 1. But if it is that way, if it's a linear curve, like I mean it's not a curve, it's just a straight line, like 2 is better than a 1, and a 3 is better than a 1 and a 2, then if you look at that, I've got 8, think about this, 8 TR4s and 2 TR5s. That's a huge number of engines compared to 4 TR6s. Okay, so 4 TR6s is 24 points, and I'm looking at, what am I looking at? What's 8 times 4 plus 10? So
42.
42. So 42 divided by the 65,000 kilograms, and then you're looking at 24 divided by the 80,000. I'm going twice as fast. Okay, but then again, that's if the numbers are straight. They might not be, because 4s and 5s are obviously not as big as a TR6. A TR6, who knows? It might just be astronomically bigger than a TR4 and a TR5. So it only needs 4 of them. So that's just all hyperbole right there. We don't really know. And then the thrusters, TR2s. Guess what? I do not turn. I go in a straight line. The Constellation has 8 TR3s, which means it'll outturn me in you know, it's going to turn a lot better than I could turn. So, but I'm going straight in, bombing run, just like an Avenger. I'm going straight in, drop my torpedoes, you know, and then fly over the carrier because I can't turn out of the way. And then, what is that? The max shield, 6. That's pretty good. That's, like you said, there's only one better, and that looks like a 7 until you start getting into the bigger ships. But it doesn't come with the 6. It comes with an S5. But that means that if I had the cash, I could up it to a 6. That's cool. And then when it talks about weapons, it has no weapons. None. But we all know that's true. Not true. It has 2 turrets, dual turrets on the wings, on the upper side. It has a turret on the nose on the upper side, so I guess that's like a forehead turret. It has a chin turret. I guess that might be gimbaled, but it looks like a turret. And then 2 turrets by the bomb bay doors. So what's that? A total of 6 turrets. And then of course the planet killer missile launching platforms that it has. But we'll have to wait till they release more information on that to kind of see it. Okay. I'm gonna show you some pictures of Constellation. I am not sorry, the Constellation. What am I doing? The
No, it's fine. You can show more Constellation. It's a good
yeah.
ship.
Well, that's what I've got up actually. But I'm not saying it's not a good ship. That's actually a really awesome ship.
I'm just saying it's better than the Retaliator. No big deal.
You're right. Okay, I'm gonna show you some old pictures of the Retaliator, and as some of you might know or might not know, the Retaliator was started in, my understanding is it was started at RSI in Austin, and they had a 1 or 2 artists developing it, you know, with the software, you know, the what do you call it, 3D modeling, but once they got the UK guys, the Foundry 42 guys, into the mix, they went ahead and turned the Retaliator over to them because it was needed as an asset in a couple of the missions of Squadron 42. So they've actually changed the ship considerably so far as they've gone along. Now these are older pictures. This picture here is of the cockpit, like how you would see out of the cockpit and the planet, you know, above, and the internal structures, like internal rooms and where everything's located in the Retaliator. But again, remember, this is work in progress because I think Squadron 42 changed this up a little bit. You got the engines, thousands of them all over the place, and then you've got the main planet buster bomb in the middle, and then like a captain's quarters here and some smaller missiles there. These are all older pictures, remember. When we get to the new ones that just came out, you'll see the major differences. Like here's the floor, and there's the bridge, or cockpit I should say, and then you've got the guy sitting behind him. There's 2 guys that sit behind him. I assume it's a lot like the Constellation where he's got the main pilot seat, and then you've got the 2 guys to the left and right of him. Those are probably crew positions to man, I don't know, power shields, stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to kind of zip through these older pictures. Okay, this is the internal hallway. This is the main body, or main fuselage of the Retaliator, and you can see the beds for sleeping and also for escape pods. And then you've got the, what do you call them, docking collars above and below. And then further down, closer to the bridge, or I keep saying bridge when really it's a cockpit. It has a the elevator to go to the ground. Okay, very similar to a Constellation, right? And then in this picture, you see 2 loading robots. You got a robot on the left, robot on the right. They're not. I don't know if they're robots per se, or if they're a lot like those cargo loaders that Ripley used in Aliens, where she's loading bombs onto the dropships and stuff like that. These might be like that because they kind of look like they could be, or these might just be assistants to get the bomb in place. Don't know about that yet, really. These are just hallways below the turret. Okay, and now let me go to the very beginning. Okay, now we got the main, the new pictures. And in the new pictures, you can see how it's been updated by Squadron 42, but Foundry 42. Numerous handholds. They've even added a fire extinguisher to give it like a realistic look. I'm just going to kind of go through these so you guys can kind of take a look. They have this is an example of what the hallway would look like if it was cut away. This was mainly for a design concept, where showing you where the pipes go, and they even said something about the lights. The lights are on wheels, so the lights will actually go from the roof down to the floor if there's smoke detected in the hallway. And I don't really know about that, but that sounded cool. And the old picture's on the left, the new picture's on the right. Old picture, okay. You can kind of see they moved the elevator from in the center of the floor, blocking everybody's path, to the wall. And now they put one on each side, so you have like 2 elevators coming up and down. And if you look at the walls, and you get the feeling, or at least I do, you get the feeling that everything is nice and thick and sturdy and like built like a submarine. You know, it's got the really tough walls and air seals and locks, and that's kind of the impression that I'm getting when I look at these doors and windows. They took the top outside of the ship and they've added a bunch of I don't know, gribbly bits that cause your eyes to strain to see them, but they did that on purpose, and then they put the smoother sections on the outside to rest your eyes. And I guess that's an artistic thing. You notice how the engines in the back are now kind of tall and narrow, and that's it's kind of sexy looking. They don't have the turrets mounted, but they have the holes where you can kind of see where they would go. There's going to be a turret or a dome there. There's already a turret there, and then 2 turrets there. And then underneath, this is where a couple of the 2 main bombs would go. In the old picture, you only saw 1 bomb in the middle. In this picture, you kind of see 2 places where the bombs could go if you're not carrying cargo or hostages. Okay. The legs are thicker. They're not using the before they were like the just bean poles. Now they're nice thick landing legs, landing gear. And they extended the nose. Yeah, it looks a little bit different. And that's inside the bomb bay when it's closed. If you notice, there's glass on both sides, so when you're walking to the turret, you can actually look into the bomb bay or cargo hold, depending on what it is. This is the hallway I just mentioned, that when you walk by, you can look in the glass and see the bomb bay. And that is the Retaliator. Now, what does it do good? Well, I think what it does good is it serves as an awesome, so far, it'll serve as a missile boat. It's going to carry the largest number of missiles. It might not be very maneuverable, and it might not be very, you could probably outfly it, and that's why it needed so many turrets, because it can't really turn. But when it comes to destroying a capital ship, I think it's going to be the ship of choice. And so that's what I think it does well. And the reason why I personally like it is because I got a king-size bed in it. That's why I like it. I'm going to turn it into my personal love machine, Gonna fly it around, picking up all the space babes. No, that's not right. So you think. No, but really, I don't know what my mission's going to be, personally, and I want to use it for everything, and I think it's more versatile that way. If I want to be a missile boat, I can load it up with missiles. If I want it to be a cargo ship, I can load it up with cargo. It's kind of iconic, in my opinion, because it's an older ship. It's not one of their newer lines, so it's like I'm driving a classic. You know, that's what I like about it. I think it's going to be fast. I think it's going to be one of those. It's like a B-1 or whatever. It's going to fly in super fast, drop its payload, and then fly out. And it's going to be hard for smaller vessels to catch it. And that's what I'm hoping. You know, based on looking at the engines. So that's why I like it. If I was to scale it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say 9, because there's only one other ship on the list that I think is better or more desirable, and that's the Idris. Other than that, I think the Retaliator is my number 2 ship, and it's the only one I could afford, so it's my own, it's my ship. What about you, Pereset? Like, if you were to scale it 1 to 10, where would you put it?
I'd still put it in maybe about an 8. They haven't finished it yet, so I just want to see what's coming up.
You got a lot of confidence in these guys, man. You keep saying they haven't finished it, so I'm going to give them a 10. No, but you got to kind of guess. You got to guess. Make a guess. If it had everything you wanted it to have, would it be your favorite ship?
You know what's going to be my favorite ship.
Right. So give me a. Do you think it's going to be an 8 if it has everything that I want it to have?
I hope so.
I'm going to have fuzzy dice and shag on the carpet.
I don't know. I'd probably see. I mean, I don't know if I'd be putting paneling in mine. So.
Okay, sorry. We're gonna have parties on there. That's why it had to have a crew of 8 so we could have parties.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And then all the extra individual beds, they'll be doubled up. Because I'll have servants on board. That's right. I'm a horrible person. Okay. Enough of that. Cats, what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10?
For the Retaliator,
yeah.
Being that it's just got the one job, but it does it very well, I'll put it. I think I'll also put it. I'll give it a 6 because of that. With the other one, last ship I did. What was it? I don't remember what it was.
The Constellation?
No, not mine. The Hornet.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was. Anyways, with that one, the reason why I gave it a 5 is, it's got several roles, so it won't be good at one particular thing. With the ship, it's got one solid role, and that's what it is, and it will do it better than anybody else will be able to. It's a bomber.
Right, so. It's a bomber, but that's not what I plan to use it for. How many cap ships am I going to attack? I don't think I'm going to be attacking very many cap ships. And am I going to launch a torpedo at a Hornet?
Big plans for our squadron. We're going to be taking on those big.
We're going to capture them. We're not going to blow them up. we're gonna get Marines landed on them bad boys. So I might need my number 1 ship might be a Devastator.
Oh yeah, nice.
What is that? The what do you call it? Gunship.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool ship too. Because you could have at least 6 chicks in the back.
At least.
That's right. But they have to be Marines, right?
Exactly.
Because they only have seats for Marines.
Oh man.
Okay, so you guys didn't score this ship that high, and that's okay. That's more for me. But I really love the Retaliator because of the I think it's going to be fast, and I'm going to be able to carry a shit ton of cargo. So that's really what I'm going to do, is grab some cargo and get there first. That's what I want to do. Now, is it jump capable? I hope so. If it's not, I'm stuck on one planet, one system, going from one moon to the next planet. That's it.
No, it's
But
no big deal. I'll bring my Constellation in. I'll tow you along. It's fine.
well, no, I mean, no, I don't think you can do that.
They have not said if they're going to, maybe include a Tarsus Leaper jump engine as additional equipment. I mean, it says coming soon.
Right. I just hope it does. That's one of those, I just hope it can jump. I don't even think the Hornet can jump. I think the Hornet has to have a carrier.
There is one Hornet that can jump.
That's the Super Hornet, right?
There's only one variant that can jump. Yeah. None of the others can.
Yeah, see, so all these people that buy Hornets that think they're going to go from planet to planet, they just don't even know.
Nah. Nah.
Okay, well that pretty much closes out the show. I just wanted to let you guys know, being hosts of the show, and this is our third show. Our first show has got like a large number of hits, actually, and our second show got even more, which is kind of
Really?
surprise to me. Yeah, I'm going to scroll it down a little bit. Yeah, our first show, you can see it on the screen. It's got 292 views, and to me, I thought that was pretty good. Now the second show, I don't even know if we even can find the second show on this list. No, I might have to go to my other list. But the second show got, I think, more than that. I think it's in the 300 or 400s, which I'm excited about. That means people are watching the from the verse, and they might be learning. And so, yeah. And coming soon, Katz is going to be getting a webcam, so we might be able to Skype him on the screen with me. He might be in one of my two chairs sitting here, and then if we can get Pereset with a webcam, that would be great. Then all three of us can have our own.
Yeah, it's ready.
Yeah, we just need to conference a Skype or something like that in there, and we'll be good. Okay, so next time we are going to have more ships to be determined. What we're doing is we're kind of picking ships as we go. So next week we're going to do some more ships. I think I'm going to do one of the ships that are available. Okay. I mean,
Good choice.
Yeah, I don't know. Because Pereset, I think, has already claimed the Hornet attack ships. So so we're going to have to figure out something else. And Zachbot didn't show up with his 300i series that he was going to do, which is okay because it looks like we went way over time with just 3 ships. So, or 3, so we need to maybe stick with 3 next time too. Okay, so you guys got any closing remarks?
Can't wait to play with everyone. If you're part of our squad, our squadron, James Brand, I see you there. Can't wait to fly with you at some point. And can't wait to see you all in the verse.
That's right. And James right there, he's that's not James. That's
Disturbed.
Yeah, Disturbed. That's old Jimmy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jim, got it. Figured it out. Okay. Clue. Took me a second. Uh-oh, Mr. E, shag pile carpet upgrade confirmed. Nice. If they've got it, I'm going to get it. Okay. I mean, what else do you have to spend your credits on?
Yeah, exactly. Shag carpet.
Shag carpet would be awesome. Yeah. But then the problem would be when the Vandal come over, they're going to get the nails caught in the shag.
Oh,
and we're going to have to make them wear shoes. Everyone else is barefoot. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, and see you in the verse. Was that funny? That was funny.
That was good. I like that.
So, what do you guys get ready to do? Nothing?
I was just actually going to see what Mars up to. But other than that,